What's going on, people? What up, fam? What up, fam? What's the deal, fam? Everybody is okay. Everybody is wonderful. On this good Thursday. It's good Thursday morning. This good Thursday. Good. Instagram is joining. YouTube joining. Facebook is definitely joining. Let's go first five. Go first five today. Facebook, YouTube, Andre Richardson, number one in today. Number one in today. Number two in today is Miss Valerie Benjamin. God bless you. Top five queen. Number three in today is Miss Narissa Sanders. Wow. God bless you, dear. Number four in today is Miss Adama Sadiq. God bless you. And looky, number five in today is Miss April Collins. God bless you this morning. God bless you this morning. Thank you all for joining First Five IG folks. Oh wow, Miss Kim KWP, number one in Instagram today. We God bless you. Miss Ghana, God bless you. St. Lou in the house, number two in Instagram today. Valerie Benjamin, number three in Instagram today as well. Lady of Distinction, Miss Ohana, number four in today. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. And five is Miss Joy. Miss Joy Love 78. God bless you this morning. Roll call on IG. Let's get this going. Miss Celeste, God bless you this morning. Go hard in the paint. God bless you this morning. Thank you for joining. Ray, God bless you for joining. Desiree, God bless you this morning for joining. Thank you. So much. Over 2 minutes. Hold on. That's a little bit. Let's do this roll call, get it out the way. Not get out the way, take care of it. It's never in the way. It's not in the way. Let's go. 1984, Jace, AJace. Know who? If I'm saying that right, that's your handle. I'm trying to figure that out on YouTube. But thank you for joining, Miss Trinice Brown. Thank you for joining, daughter. Elena Kelly, what's going on, Cuzzo? Ernestine Long, God bless you, woman of God. Mr. Rufus Hobson, God bless you. Barbara Williams, great. God bless you. Tiffany Howell, God bless you. Desiree Wright, God bless you. Miss Janet Sanders, God bless you. Crystal Gunter, God bless you. Bishop Alfred Long, God bless you, man of God. Ron Overton, God bless you. Valerie Benjamin, thank you for the tags. Ebony Jones, God bless you. Teresa McCoy, God bless you. Dina Boyd, God bless you. Teresa McCaskill, God bless you, woman of God. Linda McCree, God bless you. Gwen Parsons, God bless you. Juan Mancha, God bless you this morning. Shanika Harris, what's going on, family? Latoya Wilson, God bless you. Carol Hines Williams, what's going on, sister in love? Tanya Simpson, God bless you. Miss Wileen Neely, God bless you. Tamika Robinson, God bless you. Kimberly Fuller, another sister in love, God bless you. LaShonda Johnson, God bless you. Adria Howe, God bless you. Christina Lewis, God bless you. Tiffany Haley, God bless you this morning. Whitney Bryant, God bless you. Dama, God bless you again. Chris Meredith, God bless you this morning. Let's go. Man, we out here this morning. Deb Holmes, how you doing, dear? Shinway Herbert, God bless you. I see you. And I see you on IG as well. Shinway, I see you on IG as well. Ashley Bowman, hey, 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 hey. Hey. Shonda Johnson, God bless you. I'm thirsty for God's word this Thursday. I'm up on time. That's right. God bless you. It's Taylor Corpening. What up, sister? Oh, Richardson, God bless you. Reginald Bowman, what's up, man of God? God bless you. Angela Davidson, God bless you this morning. Kendra Lipscomb, God bless you this morning, and thank you for adding your followers. That was amazing. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all being in the house today. Let's get in it, man. We're in good time. Let's get in it. On time this morning. In time, on time. Ready to go on this Thursday. This thirsty, thankful, thriving, thoughtful. What's another word we can say for this Thursday? Michaela, God bless you. We ready to go. Shauna Belt, grand rising to you. Ready to go. Ready for more. Ready for me. Let's go. For those of you who are new to the platform, those of you who are passing through, this is Morning Momentum. This is a platform where we take 21 days and we deal with a topic. Certainly, we know that it takes 21 days to build habits, to break habits, and we're going to attempt to do just that. Break bad ones, build healthy ones, so that we are better representatives of who God has created us to be. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Damad Baker. Good morning, Latanya Neely. God bless you. God bless you this morning. And so, of course, we've been talking about this month, the anatomy of commitment. Adama, thank you for last night. Apostle, that was so good and genuine. Thank you so much for saying that. You know, it's I know that was a risk. And I originally did it last night. I originally did it, at the request of Apostle Kelly for his congregation, for something he wanted to do for his anniversary month. But after the taping, after we did that, all day yesterday, the Lord was kind of jarring in me that my folks needed to hear our conversation as well. And I knew we got really raw at times and really was vulnerable as it relates to the heart of leadership. And sometimes I knew some of that stuff might have been hard to hear. And some might not have agreed. But the reality is, I believe the Holy Spirit can take over from there and do what he needs to do to make us all stronger, better, and connected. So hopefully, I kind of, after it was over, I prayed and thought, hopefully I saw some, it wasn't as we got going, the comments kind of dwindled, and so I didn't know how people were taking it. But I thought it was a conversation that needed to be had. So thank you for saying that. You don't know how much that meant to me for you saying that. So I was just being obedient and sharing my heart. And like I said, it was originally for him. He had me on as a guest for his Bible study, and then I said, you know what? I think this is a timely word for where we are as far as our transition in our church. So anyway, thank you. I'm glad that you received something from that last night. Thank you for that. Let's go. Last night's word was good. Thank you so much, Dez. Thank you so much, Rufus. Thank you for saying that, y'all. Gwen, thank you so much, Gwen. Thank you. Y'all my new connected people. So thank you for that energy and thank you for that encouragement. That was very needed as it relates to my posture. So thank you. Shantika Cook, God bless you. Miss Joy Miller last night was on time. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Pastor McCoy, God bless you this morning. Miss Barbara, God bless you this morning. She only says we needed to hear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go. So we are in, of course, day 16. Good morning, Pastor Bates. God bless you, man of God. Cheryl Meredith, God bless you this morning. Said your sound is going in and out. Good morning, Lori Havlin. God bless you. Taja Long, God bless you. Michaela said, let's start doing rock, paper, scissors for the top spots. Oh, Lord. Good morning, Jocelyn. God bless you this morning. God, good to have you on. Good morning, Tramika. God bless you. Good morning, DeQuandra. Glad to have you on. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ronna Godbolt, Matt, God bless you. Yeah, IG, I know you're good. IG sound is always good. You're on a different wave pattern, so we make sure y'all stay tight. But I think we might be fine because I hadn't heard anybody else say problems with the mic, so that might be something we can. Deb, you might have to check your connection. I don't know, but anyway, levels of commitment, man. We've been talking about the different levels of commitment. Look at me in this white shirt and this white background. I kind of fade out. All y'all can see is my head. I didn't really. I might not have thought that through, but we in here. Oh man, I'm just appearing through the background. The anatomy of commitment, day 16, levels of commitment. We've been talking about different levels. We've been talking about reaching those levels because 2 Chronicles 16:9, we're going to read, the Lord is searching the earth. He's searching the earth. He's searching the whole earth in order to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. He's searching the whole earth in order, good morning, Jamal, in order to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. So if that is God's, not only God's desire, but if that is God's action, if that is God's actionable plan, is to search the earth trying to find the fully committed, then we want to be in a posture where we're fully committed, right? The Message Bible says that in 2 Chronicles 16:9, God is always on the alert, constantly on the lookout for people who are totally committed to him. New King James Version says, to show him strong on behalf of those who are fully or totally committed to him. The Amplified Version says, so that he may support. How many need God's support? How many want God to show himself strong on your behalf? He's looking for those whose heart, whose posture is totally committed to him. He wants to do something on our behalf. He wants to do something in support of what we are undergirded to do. And so we've been learning, and hopefully you understand by now, that our commitments ultimately shape our lives. That's the reality, that our commitments ultimately shape our lives, and that they support everything good that we're connected to. They support healthy marriages. Our commitments support healthy partnerships. They create lasting relationships, whether it's friendships or whatever the ship is. It drives our results. Anything that we endeavor to do, our commitment to it, or the level of commitment that we have to a thing, will drive your results. High level of commitment will drive your results up. Low level of commitment will drive your results down. And hopefully we have been understanding this. They help build our character. Being committed to a thing, it takes you through a roller coaster of emotions. It really does. It allows you, or it forces you, that's probably a better word, it forces you to deal with things that you would ordinarily ignore. It forces you to face things you would ordinarily run from. It forces you to confront some things that you would ordinarily just let go. But because you are committed to it, you are committed to doing whatever has to be done to keep you committed, right? That's why it's so important. And so Shinwan says, I love the he is looking part. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's looking. It's what, listen, and when somebody is looking, I love that you mentioned that, because I think that's one of the stress parts. It's one of the keys in the whole thing. The fact that he's looking means it was already on his mind. That means it was already something that was pleasing for him or pleasing to him. And so I think that's very critical, that we understand that God is looking for the committed. He understands the blessing in it, but also he understands the difficulty, the work that's involved to staying in that posture. He understands that it takes a whole nother level of heart posture to get through stuff and not let stuff stop what you have been committed to do, whether it's people's actions, whether it's emotions, whether it's bad luck, whether it's bad news, whether it's health challenges or issues, whether it's personal pursuits, whether it's opportunity. Let's be honest there, because sometimes new opportunities that look great will really cause these commitments that we currently hold to be in question. And so we got to learn how to balance all of that to make sure that we stay committed people. We know what commitment is the quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity, the engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. It means dedication, devotion, allegiance, loyalty, faithfulness, responsibility, obligation, duty, tie, charge, liability, burden. Here it is, pressure. And so, when we look at this text of God searching, the eyes of the Lord is searching to and fro, looking, we got to understand, and this is the kind of the heart of this teaching as relates to understanding the levels of commitment. The two things that have been kind of glaring out at me and making sure that I don't miss. And because God is making sure I don't miss it, He's making sure that I always provide it in my teaching so that you won't miss it. There's two things we got to understand from this teaching, right? First we had to understand what commitment was, but I think the real lesson, once we understood what commitment was and what the goal is as relates to being fully committed, one thing that we most of us probably fell short at, I'm included in that. I know I fell short in this, is giving commitment a general definition. Not the definition, or even understanding the definition. Maybe that's not a great way of putting it, not a general definition, but a general thought toward what commitment looks like. In other words, I've always, in my dealings, gotten frustrated because either I would say stuff like either somebody's committed or they're not, right? Because of my understanding of what commitment looks like to the fullness of commitment. I wasn't a good steward. I wasn't a good steward until God has brought me through this teaching. I wasn't a good steward of stewarding low-level commitments to bring them to a higher level of commitment. I was guilty of discounting low-level commitment as being no commitment. And I think when you do that, not only do you miss an opportunity to educate and to pull somebody into another realm who may have a heart to go but don't have the tools or the knowledge that there is even another level to get to. So I think when we do that, we miss that opportunity. And then another thing we do is we crush somebody's drive or will because we don't embrace their current capacity. Just because somebody doesn't currently have the capacity necessary or the capacity that you expect doesn't mean they don't have the potential for that capacity. And when we don't recognize their capacity level of where they are, we reject them or put them in a position where we think they don't have any capacity at all. And that's what this teaching has done for me. That commitment is commitment, even if it's level 1. I just need to have better conversation and get more recommitments to get them to the level that I need them based on what I've assigned or based on what I am expecting from that committed person. Because if somebody's been connected with you 5 years, they're committed. Somebody's been connected with you 10 years, they committed. Now, the level of their commitment must be addressed, but we have to also embrace the fact that they are. If they weren't, they wouldn't be there. They would have been gone. They would have found somewhere else. So that's for me. You know, I'm big. I'm big on saying, hey, you know, I learned as I was teaching and developing this teaching, God was developing me in some areas to help me be a better leader. So anyway, let's go. Let's go. We know that he's searching. We know that there are different levels. We know the goal is to be fully committed. That means entirely, completely, to the furthest extent, no less or fewer than all, completely, entirely, wholly, totally, thoroughly, in all aspects. That's the goal. But we also understand that that goal has to be matured into, has to be grown into. That even if somebody has the heart and the passion to be all in day one, they don't have the tools to be all in day one. And let me explain. because commitment is both a giving of yourself and a growing in the knowledge. And so you can't be all in day one when you are not very knowledgeable day one. You have components of what that means, but you have to grow in being seasoned so that you can have the tools, the intellect, the wisdom, the understanding, the maturity to go with your passion and your drive. Y'all hear me? Hey, Linda. Cofield, God bless you. And here's what I want you, that's what I want you to understand. It is possible to be committed at different levels. That is why some people get offended and fall out over commitment. Because one person may be giving commitment at a level, and the other person may be expecting to receive it at a higher level. Right? And we all know the fully committed level, which we're going to get to on Tuesday, which is level 6, is the fully committed. That's the level that God is seeking for. That's the level we want to get to. That's the level we want to grow into. That is the level that is most impactful. Right? So we are saying that fully committed level, we're calling it remarkable. That remarkably committed person to a thing. God, to their faith, to their, in the faith. We're calling that the remarkable committed person, or remarkably committed person. Here's a statement I made yesterday that I want to restate. Commitment is the price that you are willing to pay to get remarkable results. But your level of commitment and the result that you are currently producing is the price that you have paid. Right? So even though you have the commitment to be willing to pay something different, you have to be cognizant of what you're actually paying right now. Because you can't keep saying, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, but you're not going to move past this portion that you're really willing to give in this season. Oh, that's a sipping moment. So here's the thing. The first level we talked about was interested. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. The first level we talked about was interested. And the level of commitment that's just interested is being aware of the basics and adding to that knowledge on a casual basis. You've been introduced to something has grabbed your attention, and you casually look into it, read up on it. There is no time table to it. There is no rhyme or reason to it. You won't allow yourself to be rushed, pressured into a decision. It's just, you're just interested. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still committed. We'll see. Not ready to make no decisions yet. I like this place. I like this environment. I like whatever the commitment is. It is when you start to think you might be interested in something that has gotten your attention. It's pretty much what that is. And then the second day, we talked about being informed. So the next phase is once you become interested, now you start to become informed. And we talked about at this level is when knowledge is when we become knowledgeable as a result of persistent, intentional study. That means I'm more than interested. Let me dig into this. That means if you're interested in a company, you want to now become informed to see if it's a place you really want to work. That means if you went to a service and God begins to deal with you in some ways you never felt before, you may leave an experience with God and want to be more informed about this God. Be more informed about this church. Be more informed about this teacher. Whether it's a school, you might have an interest to go back to school, but your commitment to going back to school is not going to be fulfilled if you just stay at the interested level. You become more committed to your decision to go back to school when you now become more informed. Looking at schools, looking at programs, researching to see tuition costs, flexibility, work-life balance. How long is the commute? Do they offer weekend classes? Right? So I'm giving you different things. If it's in a relationship, you might be interested in trying something new to spice up kind of what you and your partner have been doing. You know, you've been hearing some stuff that maybe the other person needed more of, and you're interested in fulfilling some of that stuff, but it can't stop at the interest level. Now you got to start being more informed, right? You start doing your research on stuff, finding events they might like, or finding things that might be pleasurable to them, and figuring out how to set that up and how much it costs and all that stuff. Your commitment to it, here's the point that I'm making. If your commitment is what it is, it's going to grow and it's going to naturally get deeper and more ingrained and wedged into something that you are fully committed to. Your decision to be fully committed is going to allow you to walk through the different doors of commitment. Lord, thank you, Holy Spirit, for giving it to me in that way. I hope y'all can understand that my fully committed desire from the beginning doesn't mean I start out at level 6, but it does mean I'm fully committed and I'm fully submitted to every level that it takes to get there. Woo! Hey, Brother Knox, that I'm willing to not stop in a door, stop in a room that doesn't line up with what's in my heart. So if I know I got to go further and do more, then my commitment doesn't stop at the interest level, but it doesn't stop at the informed level, but it keeps going until it's so joined, linked, and connected that the effectiveness is starting to be seen that was already in my heart from the beginning. Lord, have mercy. So my commitment to be fully committed causes me to naturally and aggressively continue to mature, to grow, to be invested. And I keep going through the doors as I enter into the house of commitment. I keep going through the doors until I reach the secret chamber of being fully committed. So when I'm informed, I'm now knowledgeable as a result of persistent, intentional study. That's the second phase. I start subscribing to certain things that's going to help my information. I start buying books that's going to help my transformation. I start taking classes that's going to reinforce my desire to know more, to learn more, to grow more. I start coming to Bible studies. I start coming to group sessions. I start coming to book clubs. I start, joining anything. I start watching different content on my social media devices. That's going to feed my desire to go deeper with my commitments. You cannot go deeper with your commitments until you feed that desire. That's good right there. That right there. Let me see it. A lot of you want to do more, but you don't want to feed. You don't want to feed it. A lot of you say, I want to be better at this, but you don't feed that desire to be better at it. When I say feeding it, what are you consuming that's going to support your desire? Because if you have a desire that you haven't fed, you're starving what you want to live. Ooh. If you don't feed what you want to see grow, how can you expect it to grow when it's malnourished? You got to feed it. Whatever area that you want to see better in your life, what have you fed? What have you placed? What kind of food have you placed in the direction of what was malnourished? Come on, somebody. What have you fed? What have you watered? Let me say it that way. What have you watered that will cause the growth that you want to see? And a lot of people just look at situations or look at themselves or look at their shortcomings and look at the things they constantly find themselves falling into and be like, man, I got to get better at that. Man, I'm so tired of always making that same mistake. Man, I got to, be better at being on time. Man, I got to be better at being more consistent. Man, I got to be better at loving unconditionally. I got to get better at not holding grudges and carrying stuff. Okay, those are all great things. What you going to throw at it? What you going to feed? What are you going to do? So that's what this informed step is. It's saying I'm committed to it, that I'm not just going to be interested in it. It's not going to just be in my mind. It's not going to be just a thought. But I'm going to start doing things that's going to help this thought be developed. We talked about the first step, being interested, does not have the potential to be remarkable. You cannot get remarkable results just being interested in things. You can't be remarkably committed just being interested in things. But this next step of informed has remarkable potential, which means you're going in the right direction, you're putting the right stuff in, you're feeding yourself with the right food, you're getting the right information, you're getting under the right teaching, you are connected to the right mentors, things are going right, and if you are willing to do what you have been learning, there could be remarkable results. But that's why it is still just potential, because this second phase does not consist of action. The second phase is still philosophy, it's still in your head, it's still a desire, but it's not yet moved into action. At this level, you are learning, but you are not ready to apply what you've learned. It's like somebody who wants their license. You passed the test, but you're still scared of the driving part. It's like somebody who wants to forgive more, but in the moment, you can't get over the bitterness and the feeling to actually take the step and operate in the action of forgiveness. At this level, level 2, you admire people who are doing it, and you are in agreement with the work being done, but you have not started participating in the work. Right? Let's go to number 3 today, level 3. For the next several minutes, we're going to talk about level 3. Level 3 is a level called involved. It is a level in which you start becoming involved. So you go from being interested to being informed to now becoming involved. I need somebody to type that. I need to get involved in the change I want to see. I want to get involved. I just don't want to think about it. I just don't want to be interested in it. I just don't want to be informed about it. But I want to be involved. Even your spiritual walk with God getting better takes your involvement. You can't just get closer to God by praying to get closer to God. You can't just get closer to God by asking him, Lord, I need you more. I need you more and more in my life. You want to know how you get him more and more in your life? When you start including him more and more in your decisions. And a lot of us are living life committed to God with the knowledge and the interest to serve him, but you've taken away your involvement. That was for 3 of y'all right there. And I'm telling you, growth cannot continue to happen without your ability to be involved in it, or your willingness to be involved in it. I don't want to assume we know the full definition of the word involved, so I'm going to give it to you. When I'm involved, it means to include something or someone as necessary or as a necessary part or result. Or I can say a necessary part of the result. So God has involved you as a necessary part of the body. He has involved you as a necessary part of a vision. He has involved you as a necessary part of a relationship. But have you involved him as a necessary part of who you are becoming? Have you involved yourself as being a necessary part of a vision? Have you included yourself to be necessary for the result to be what it needs to be? Because if you're praying for results to be what they need to be, but have taken yourself out as relates to the involvement of a thing, then you are really looking for results you'll never see. To be involved means to cause a person or group to experience or participate in an activity or situation. To be engaged, listen to me, to be engaged in an emotional or personal relationship. There's no way to really be involved with God and it not be emotional and personal. Woo. That's why we call relationships with people we're involved with. Because involved goes beyond talking on the phone. Involved goes beyond writing love letters. Involved means a type of intertwining of lives, right? That we sharing physically, and, you know, it should be limited physically unless you're married, but that's a whole other subject. But we're sharing emotionally. We start to intertwine our thoughts, our thinking, our dreams, our goals, our desire for each other's help, our desire for each other's connectedness. There's an involving that goes on that links us together. And you'll never get close with God without involvement. And a lot of you trying to hold on to your current schedule, your current commitments that you had before you were introduced to God and before God began to impress upon your heart, and you're trying to still grow in him through other people's relationship that they're sharing with you through word or through platforms like this, and you can just think you can just take in that information but continue to keep your schedule. And your commitment with God will never deepen until you get involved in what you've been informed about. Lord, have mercy. You know what he says? Jesus had to run. I had to run to the phone. Involved, so good. How can you be in partnership with anyone or a thing without self-involvement? Absolutely, Shinwei. You can't. So that means the relationship can never go deeper. The connection can never get deeper without your involvement. And some people will sit in their commitments and enjoy what the involvement of others have produced and try to gain strength from an environment that they didn't participate in. And while that might be a jolt to your soul, to your spirit, that might be a charge to your attitude, to your disposition, to your faith walk, it will never be strong enough to sustain it. That's why you get those highs and lows, you in and out, up and down. You got to be in the right environment to feel better, but then you go back to your old environment and feel bad again, because there is no consistency of you placing yourself in a situation and involving yourself in your growth with God and what he's doing in your life. And so you are only experiencing other people's results and not your own. And sometimes charged environments fool us to think we're better off, we're better than we think we are. We're better than we really are. But when you leave that charged environment, you've got to have something to hold on to. And sometimes those lessons only come when you get involved in your relationship with God yourself and start to learn and develop a trust for him for yourself. Oh, Lord. I hope I ain't losing you. Right? This involved stage, this third level of commitment, is knowledgeable as a result of both study and activity. That means I'm becoming knowledgeable, I'm becoming better, I'm becoming stronger, I'm becoming more committed, because I'm not only seeking to be informed, but I'm also seeking to apply it. It is a study and an activity. And that's why there's evidence of a desire for remarkable. When people start to see you are now mixing what you've learned and willing to apply it, we can start to see that person has a desire. That person wants better. That person wants to do better. It is evidence of a desire for remarkable results. Hear me right here. It means this: taking what they have learned and applying it to life. This may sound so simple, but as a pastor and as a coach and as a mentor and as a life coach, I'm telling you, this is one of the most difficult parts of transformation. This is one of the most scary. This is one of the most frustrating parts as somebody who's trying to push other people into change, because this is the moment when they second guess the tools they know they have. This is the moment when you've read and read and read, you've taught yourself, you've heard testimonies, but at some point you're going to have to taste and see that God is good. At some point you're going to have to literally pay your tithes, although you still got a lot of bills, to see that he can still take care of you. At some point you're going to have to go back to a posture of saving yourself for a more committed relationship if you're going to ever see the results of a rededication. You'll never know the results of a celibacy situation until you finally make the decision. I don't know why I said that, but it's for somebody. You don't know what the results of serving and sacrifice will do to the quality of your life until you choose to finally serve and sacrifice. You can read word on it. You can hear sermons on it. You can be like, oh, my God, that was so good. Oh, I never saw that before. It's amazing how many people say, oh, that was such a revelation today. But it wasn't powerful enough for you to change your behavior. It wasn't powerful enough for you to try it. Right? So that's what we want to get to. This involved stage is this stage where action starts to come through. Right? It's the beginning of a person when they begin to make positive changes in light of recognized benefits. I start to actually try this save life. I try to actually start making faith moves. I really stop looking at what I see and start listening to what I heard. It is that level of commitment when I really started to commit to God in a way where I really began to believe him to the place where I literally started making actionable decisions toward that. I love this. I got this in bold because I think it's that big. This is when you make a decision to give of yourself. You'll be amazed at how many people can sit in church and love God and love the environment and love the situation, but still ain't made the decision to give of themselves into it. You'll be amazed at how many people can work a job and be there for years, but still ain't gave of themselves. You could be doing a routine and not give what you really have to give. You can tell when somebody's doing what is minimal and doing what they're capable of doing. And we can be in relationships, we can be on jobs, we can be working assignments, and still be holding back from who we really are. But can I tell you, even though you might can fool people, God knows when you still ain't committed and made a decision to give of yourself. He knows the condition of your heart, even when you've been able to hide it from other people. And that's why he says, I need you fully committed. Right? It's when we make the decision to give of ourselves. It's when you begin to trust God with your life. Can I ask you that question? If you really committed to him, I need you to really honestly think about this question. Do you really trust God with your life? Or are you still trying to figure out if you do or not? Do you really trust God with your life? Or are you still trying to infuse him in different places but hold on to other areas because what if it don't work? That's going to be my fallback. Because when you begin to trust God with your life, your choices reflect that. Your faith moves reflect that. Your stepping out in what looks crazy reflects that. And at this point, when I begin to trust God with my life and my actions begin to reflect that, this is when you allow your life, hear me, this is when it going to get real tight in this third phase of involvement. This is when you allow your life and your schedule to be altered and rearranged. At level 3 commitment. Level 3 commitment is when you start opening your calendar and opening your availability first to what God wants to do, and then second to the needs of his kingdom. And if you're on a journey to being fully committed, you've got to get to the place where the calendar you used to keep, time you used to protect, the talents you tried to hide are now all available to God. Did y'all hear that? It's when your life and your schedule can be altered and rearranged. That means you begin to trust God with whatever way he moves. When he shuts doors, when he opens doors, when he disconnects, when he reconnects, when he shifts us, when he rearranges us, when we give up free time, to spend it in an area where we need it, when we sacrifice to get up early, stay later at night, even though we got to go to work in the morning. There are certain things we do. We give it, listen, this is what I call it this. I call it our 3 T's. This is when you care enough to give your 3 T's. Your 3 T's are the most precious, treasured items that you possess. These 3 T's, and my members may have remembered me teaching on this some years ago, but all of us protect our 3 T's until we can trust and until we are comfortable with what we are placed in: our time, our talent, and our treasure. Tanya, you already had it. Those are the most precious things that we own. And if you're committed to anything, they should have access to your 3 T's: your time, your talent, and your treasure. And it's at this level 3 where God begins to request these things. It's impossible to love something when you are still keeping away your time, you're still withholding your talent, and you are still pulling and tugging, trying to withhold your treasure. Because anything you love, you're going to sow into. Anything you love going to have your money. They're going to have access to your gifting and your ability. You ever heard somebody say, Brad, or I'm going to use my name, but you can put your name in this. Brad, I need your help for a minute. And it's somebody you love. What you need, boo? Anything. What can I help you with? That statement is saying you got access to all of me. If it's a money issue and I got it, you got it. I got you. If it's getting help with something that you can't figure out, whether it's technical or whether it's any kind of situation that I have a talent in, you got it. If you need time to talk about something that's bothering you, that I can maybe give some wisdom and advice on, you got it. This is when you have to become okay with being associated with a person, a cause, or an organization. It's when you come out the closet as it relates to your association with things. I gotta specify, because coming out the closet means a whole other thing these days. Because some of us are privately trying to be saved. Some of us are privately exploring God, and you don't want everybody else to know it yet. I got to ask a question one time by somebody who I was close to, who asked me to baptize them privately. I just want a private baptism. I don't want nobody really there. I don't want to really be the nose between me and God. That doesn't even make sense. He got kind of offended because I denied it. I said I can't do that because that's not even the essence of what a baptism is. A baptism is an outward display of an inward decision. I want the world to know that I choose God, and God has chosen me. And at some point, you got to have that moment, whether it's with God, whether it's with your spouse. You ever been dating somebody, y'all been kind of under the cover, kind of doing it, kind of in secret. But at some point, when you start to go deeper, you got to be like, okay, now I'm tired of being a secret. I'm tired of us being a secret. If I'm your boo, you need to tell somebody, because it's making me feel like you don't really love me when I'm a secret. Y'all listening to me? If somebody is really confident that's who you need to be with, or that's what you're assigned to, it should be able to be in the open. And so this is what happens when we go through this involved stage. You are okay with being associated with the person, cause, or organization. This is my church. That's my boo. That's my family. Come on, this is who I am, right? This is my new lifestyle. And I want to be associated with, not just in information and not just in interest, but I want to be seen with them. I want to be in the pictures. I want to be a part of the construction of it. I want to be a part of the work. I want to be a part of and being the hands and feet of the thing that I said I'm committed to and connected to. Are y'all listening to me? At level 3 is when you've got to involve yourself and include action when in what you're being informed about. This is when the people around you can see and notice there's a change about you, that you're connected to different things. Oh, I saw the picture. You go there now? Oh, I saw the picture. You working there now? Oh, I saw that. Y'all together? I saw y'all doing a little photo shoot. Y'all had a dinner. Y'all good? Y'all together? Come on. They start to notice things. Hey, I saw you show up at the meeting last week. You going to join that group? Oh, I saw you in this. And people started to notice that you're getting connected and things are happening. But here's what's going on. I'm going to say this. I got to end like this. When people start to notice it and when things can change and people see it, this is when your circles are challenged. This is when your circles are challenged. This is when there's some repositioning going on. And so the people in your old circles and doing some old things that you shifted from, this is when it's going to be challenging of separation. God separating some stuff and reconnecting you with some issues, with some people, and removing you from some things that were issues for you. Are y'all here? This is when also, this is the big part of it. I'm coming in though. This is the big part of it. This is when philosophies and personalities clash that could potentially frustrate the commitment. While you've been interested and you've been informed and you got some good ideas and you're so excited, you're so ready to get involved. Once you get involved and once you get started, you start to realize that implementation is going to be much harder than you thought it would be. Oh, Lord. Because when you start connecting to people, connecting to groups, getting involved in things, you're going to get resistance from others. You may see sides of other people that you've never seen because you've never been involved. You're going to see attitudes and you're going to see schisms and you're going to see agendas that you never really was exposed to because you just was in the environment but never got involved in the work. And if we're not careful, when you start to face some of those fears and start to face some of those realities, it has the potential to trigger you and bring back bad habits and bad tendencies, which will immediately make you return back to the just being informed and get out of the action of things. And when that happens, this is when you have to remember why you got involved in the first place and not allow your engagement with others to discourage you from your connection and your commitment. And can I tell you right here, level 3 commitment is where most people get stuck. Level 3 commitment is where most people stay. Even leaders get stuck in level 3. Even though there's 3 more levels to go, it's hard to go from level 3 to level 4, and most people toggle between level 3 and revert back to level 2. Where you're just committed and informed from a distance, but you get out of the active participation. And most people struggle with getting involved, pulling yourself out. Getting involved, pulling yourself out. Getting started, now they can have it. I'm with it, but I can't deal with them. I want to have their back, but I can't deal with what it takes. I wanted to be a part of it, but it's taking too much of my time. I love the church, but all they do is ask for money. Everything we always got to get got to cost something. You're going to battle between that. And if you're not careful, you allow yourself to get stuck in between level 2 and level 3. Because reality is, this is the most common definition of commitment. That I'm informed, I'm interested, and now I've got an actionable item where I'm involved. People think, ain't that enough? And you have you have my time, you have my talent, and you have my treasure. Isn't that enough? I'm committed. But it's only level 3. Because let me tell you something. Even though you may be involved, leadership doesn't live on this level. Participation doesn't make you great. Being a part of the group doesn't mean you're going to move decisions and move the needle. Listen, it is a great start to get involved, but excellence doesn't live at this level. April, you got to keep climbing. That's so good. Yeah. Because people who are wanting to be fully committed, they use getting a part and understanding where a situation is and where an organization is, and being a part of it don't mean you stop there. Being a part of it means that now you are engaged and informed to be able to make shifts and changes for that organization that you're so loving and committed to. And so there's a next step with what do you do with what you see? And if you don't do nothing with what you see, you get stuck here just thinking I'm participating. That's all I can do. I got my mouth shut. I don't say too much. I let them talk. When you know we're going in the wrong direction. And when you're a part of a group or you experience some sects in a church or in a job or in an environment that you're committed to, and you hear something and see something, and you see people doing something that's against the vision, or you hear people doing things that's going to be contrary to leadership, and you don't say nothing, you might be still participating, but you're still wasting an opportunity to be more effective because you won't go and keep climbing. And this is a common place for people to get stuck. But level 3 is not it, because you cannot birth leadership from level 3. You cannot move in excellence just staying in level 3. Listen to me. Being a part of the core, being a pillar, being a core member, being a foundation person does not live at level 3. This is really the entry level into a full commitment. I'm going to stop there. I want to encourage somebody who see themselves at level 3, and you just got the courage to get in level 3 and start and be a part and be active. Join an auxiliary. Join a committee. Join a union. Start to be a voice. Be a part of conversations to effect change. I'm telling you now, don't be discouraged by the personalities that show up in the connectedness of people. And definitely don't get comfortable thinking, this is it. God wants you to keep climbing because his eyes are still seeking for those that are fully committed to him so that he can show himself strong on behalf of, so he can do mighty works and strengthen those who he finds are fully committed. We got to keep going. This is an entry level in the right direction. But this is not what full commitment looks like. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Father, thank you for the space. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the commitment to this conversation. Thank you for the enlightenment. Thank you for what you added to us today. Give us the space, the capacity to retain it. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, I'm going to let you go. The fact that you're watching me, the fact that you're listening to me is a sign that God is not through with you yet. The fact that he gave you a new day means he had to give you a new mercy and take what you have and go win what's in front of you. Winners win. That's who you are. So go be who you are. Do what you do. Win your day. I'll see you in the morning.